Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of Attack on Titan. We're on episode 14 today. This episode is titled Still Can't See Night Before the Counter Offensive Part 1. So we're going on to a new anthology, a new section or segment of Season 1, which seems to be the night before the counter offensive. I'm assuming that means the counter offensive is probably referring to the counterattack, to the attack that the Titans threw on humanity essentially when they broke Wall Rose. So basically that falls in line with the current goal that Eren and Levi and everybody else in the government basically has, which is to get Wall Maria back so they can get into the basement to figure out what is in the basement. We're basically like that one scene from that one movie, what's in the box? What's in the box? We want to figure out what is in that basement. We need to know. We need to know. So there is a lot that we still don't really know, and yeah, this seems interesting. Night before the counteroffensive, so I'm assuming we're looking at stuff from nighttime. Maybe this will be the interaction between Eren and Levi as far as how they work together or whatever they come up with in terms of a plan to kind of cull or to lessen the number of Titans that are in Wall Maria, and then to get all the way to the breached area so they can wall it off, close it off, and seal it so as to reclaim the land. What their plan might be, I'm not sure. Technically in the last episode they said that we can use Eren's power to just repeat what we did with Wall Rose. So I'm assuming we're gonna get some kind of big rock or boulder or something like that and just plug up the hole like usual. That way we'll seal the wall. I mean, that would technically work. In theory, that should work the same as before. So I'm assuming, yeah, we're just gonna go over there and seal the wall. Obviously the most troubling thing now is trying to get to the area where the wall is breached because of the fact that there's so many Titans. So I don't know if they're gonna put some kind of plan in action insofar as like sweeping different areas, trying to like clean maybe the west and the east before approaching the south so as to not get blindsided in the event they take care of the south, but then Titans from the west and the east seem to like corner them off, you know what I mean? So they might have some kind of plan like that. I'm assuming we're gonna see more, if not Pixis, maybe. So that should be pretty interesting. Let's talk about last episode too. That was yeah, that was a nice episode. I did really like last episode where we got a little bit of a recap insofar as everything that we've experienced thus far from the beginning all the way until episode 13. So that was nice, and I thought it was interesting. Maybe that was like half the season. Maybe that was an indicator of like half the season where half should be, because I haven't seen how big this season is, so I don't know how much we have. But if we're starting a brand new kind of like multi-part episodical segment or section of this season, then I'm assuming that's going to be like the end. Basically, this is the final multi-part within the season, so we'll end with this. Maybe we have a lot of stuff more to explore from episode 13. We have a lot of stuff that we still have to explore and to figure out. Yeah, I'm just curious to see what they'll do. I don't know. All I know is that Levi is pretty cool. Pretty cool guy. He's a pretty cool guy. I don't know how well he's gonna get along with Eren. I feel like they will get along well because they have that sort of brash kind of energy and this passion for justice and equality. We saw that with Levi when he was taking care of the Titans in the reconnaissance mission that they were part of while the wall was getting breached. He took it to heart a lot when one of his own comrades basically died on the battlefield. He was like really upset about that, and so I feel like him and Eren are gonna get along together. Eren is kind of in the same vein. He takes things to heart. He's a good guy basically. I think they're both good people. I think Levi on the other side of it is like he is kind of strange because he has a fervor and a tenacity for killing Titans and for being a leader and for being active and participating in the government, and yet he has this energy that gives off like jaded and despondent and dejected. So there's like parallels to him that I think are pretty cool. Eren's kind of the opposite, where he is the sort of green individual that is very energetic and all over the place, and he doesn't know where to focus. So he's kind of almost like a before and after, if you will, because I'm assuming Eren, with experience, with time, he will be like Levi. So yeah, I guess we'll see that. I don't know. This should be a good episode though. This should be a super fun episode. I'm curious. Let's check it out. Damn, they're feeding this guy straight bread.
おい、本当なのか？人間の味方した巨人がいるって。ただの噂に決まってる。
Okay, so yeah, it did get widespread, the whole rumor.
逃げ込んでくるかもしれん。
Walsina. Oh, okay. So I got all the way to Walsina. Oh, look, these are like doubles. This guy looks like a Monopoly guy with that top hat. Okay, so these are kind of like lesser, more commoners, and they're optimistic. Meanwhile, there's clearly the opposite reaction from Walsina, where it's like they're pessimistic. Who's this guy?
中央への反乱に利用されそうですな。
その前に、エレン・イェーガーは我々憲兵団が
What? What are you talking about?
駐屯兵団司令官のあなたが一調査兵団長の私と個別に会うのはあまりよく思わない者もいるのでは。ほう、噂通り。
Why should they care though? You could just talk as normal, I think.
偶然出会っただけじゃ。
Right. The heck?
エレン・イエーガーを引き取りたいと言い出したのは知っとるか。
Why?
昨日通達がありました。
Oh, okay, so they want to like
そのために
eliminate
審
him.
議が開かれると。
So he's up for trial.
駐屯兵団、調査兵団、3つの兵団を
controls
束ねる男だ。
Police,
奴
the
の
garrison,
判
and
断
the
基
court.
準はただ一つ。利害の割合。人
Right.
と見れば迷わずエレンを処分させる
So he is on trial and he might get executed. But what?
ことぐらいじゃ。
Right. I wonder what their legal
賞賛
system
はあ
is
るの
like.
か。
Is it just this
ありま
one
す。
man deciding this on a
です
whim, or do they have
提
like
案の用意はあります。
a proper system?
ここまで拘束するほど怖いのか。俺が。
He could break out of the chains though if he
無理もないけ
transforms.
ど、
The hell?
俺にも訳がわからないんだから。
But I get the precaution as well.
俺を怖がったりしなかったな。
Well, you didn't see them when you did the partial
何
transformation.
してる？
They looked a little freaked out. Oh, he's feeling like melancholy.
もう少しの間だけ辛抱してくれ。我々が何とか話をつけてみる。
Okay, so it hasn't been
あれからもう
guaranteed
何
yet
日経った？
that they'll actually get Eren. Okay. I thought they were just gonna pull some strings.
君がエレンだね。
What?
大丈夫？変わらない？
Dude,
ごめんね、待たせて
what
し
is
まって
wrong with you? I really like this character. They're eccentric as all hell. What the hell is wrong with you?
これをつけなきゃだけ
Oh,
ど。
who's this guy? Okay. Bro, she really is. I was about to say
私は調査兵
Sasha.
団で分
It's
隊
like,
長
what
や
she's doing here? Hanji Zo. Hanji.
いいんだから。ちょっと。勝手だけど我々は君を盲信するしかないんだ。健闘を祈る。
The way she says everything sounds like a threat. It sounds kind of scary. Kentoina. She says it with so much gravitas. Okay, so this is the... Interesting, okay. That looks kind of absurd.
何なんだこのメンツ。そもそもこれは一体何を裁く場なんだ。
That is the question. What is their metric?
私も今一度改めさせてもらう。
Okay, so he's a judge.
異論はあるかね。
ありません。
察しが良くて。
But do they have any lawyers or anything?
君の動向をどちらの兵団に委ねるかだ。憲兵団か、
Military police.
調査兵団か。
Survey Corps. We're going there.
では、
Okay, so the garrison's not even in question here. It's just between the military police and the Survey Corps.
すべきだと考えております。
So y'all don't even want him. You just
彼
want
の
to
巨
kill
人
him.
の力が今回の襲撃を退けたことは事実です。しかし、その存在が今、
Explain.
奴は神の英知である壁を欺き侵入。
あれはウォール教の。
The Wallists.
5年前は誰も相手にしてなかったのに偉くなったもんだな。
Oh, this is the guy that was... Well, he was like one of the guys, one of the speakers.
来ます。我々調査兵団はエレンを正式な団員として迎え入れ、巨人の力を利用してウォールマリアを奪還します。
It's a good plan. There you go. It's info.
もういいのか。
What else do you want to talk about?
全に封鎖してしまったのだろう。
Right?
ああ、もう二度と開閉できんじゃろう。
Well, don't say that.
東のカラネスクからの出発を希望します。
Means.
る間、巨人が待ってくれる保証がどこにある？
Well,
てめえらの言う我々ってのは、てめえらが超えるために守ってる友達の話だろ。
okay, yeah, so he's calling out the inherent inequality in wealth.
いるだけどうしたのか、この不届き者め。
Impious traitor, what are you wrong with you?
人間風情な手を加えるというのか。貴様らは
Everybody's like, that's hilarious.
タチが悪い。
不敬だぞ。司祭様は黙ってもらおう。何？
正
Here's
式
the
に
gavel. This man has like the loudest slap on earth.
君はこれまで通り兵士として人類に貢献し、巨人の力を行
Of
使
course
で
he's
き
gonna
る
say
のか。
yes.
はい、できます。
おお、
That he lost
で
his
ある。
sense of self and started
巨人化の直
fighting
後、
against other people.
ミカサ・アッカーマンめがけて拳を振り抜いたと。
Yep.
制御できなかったこと。
Mm-hmm.
報告書に嘘をかけっていうのか？
No.
この事実を隠すことは人類のためにならないんだよ。
Damn,
ミ
bro.
カサ・アッカーマンは
はい。
Oh no,
私です。
now she's forced to tell the truth in court. She doesn't want to say that. Damn.
はい、事実です。
Oh god.
やっぱり巨人は巨人
Aaron's
じゃない
gonna look
か。
at that like a bit of a betrayal.
傘をこ
Even though he doesn't remember. Yeah.
しかし、それ以前に私は2度、巨人化したエレンに命を救われました。いつも考慮していただきたいと思います。
お待ちください。的感情が含まれていると思われます。ミカサ・アッカーマンは幼い頃に両親を亡くし、イエーガーの家に引き取られたという事情があります。
Well, wouldn't anything she says then be held in contempt?
アッカーマンは当時9歳にして強盗誘拐犯である3人の男を刺
Who
殺し
recorded
ている。
this? What?
い
How
か
did
に
this end up
正
in the
当防衛
books?
とはいえ、根本的
Who reported that? Was it his dad?
違いない。あいつもだ。
So is she?
人間
That's
かどうか疑わ
hilarious.
しいぞ。そうだ。念のために解剖でもした方が。
Dissect her.
さい。俺は化け物かもしれま
This is insane.
せん。違います。しかしそちらも自分たちに都合のいい憶測ばかりで話を進めようとしている。
なんだと。
It's true.
この腰抜けどもめ。何？いいから黙って全部俺に投資しろ。
I don't know. That came out a little cringy. Oh boy.
構えろ。
Weapons ready. What did he say? Hold the phone. What did he say? Second of all, you can't execute anybody in court. Okay. Levi. Dude. Oh no! Mikasa. Oh, her reaction is hilarious. Oh, that's crazy. He's doing this crazy ass display so that he'll get the trust of the police, the military.
待て。
Yep.
リヴァイ。
That's right. That's right.
力尽きるまでに20体の巨人を殺したらしい。
That's a
敵だ
lot.
とすれば知恵がある分厄介かもしれん。
Right.
だとしても俺の敵じゃない。本当にこいつを殺せるのか。
Right. Are you gonna try to dissect him? Is that gonna work out for
ご
you?
提案があります。
なんだ。
Yo, this is brilliant. What?
エレンの巨人の力は
Mm-hmm.
エレンの管理をリヴァイ兵士長に任せ、その上で被害
Why not?
できるのか、リヴァイ。
殺すことに関しては間違いなく。
Yes.
問題はむしろその中間がないことにある。
Oh my god. So,
その痛みの甲斐あってのものだ。
so it was Erwin's plan.
君に敬意を。エレン、これからもよろしくな。
Erwin seems like a really cool strategist. I like it.
なあエレン、
はい。
Why is he afraid of
俺を
Levi?
憎んでいるか？
いえ、必要な演出として理解してます。
ならよ。
歯が折れちゃったんだよ。ほら、
疲労
Damn.
だ。気持ち悪い。
俺だって大事なサンプルだし。
エレン、
It's actually
こ
good.
ういう奴らに解剖されたりするよりま
Hanji. Yes.
中見せてみてよ。もう歯が生えてる。
That's insane. This guy can just like farm calcium like nothing. That's insane. Damn, this is a great episode, yo. This is such a good episode. What? Oh my god. No, that was fun. That was so much fun. We're in court deciding the fate of Eren Yeager between military police and the Survey Corps. And of course, the Survey Corps pull out all of the stops. Erwin, that was a brilliant move. And I find it funny that he entrusted Levi to be the one to do the theatrics of the whole event of like punching Eren to prove a point and to kind of get everybody's attention. They totally dominated the court there, which was interesting. And sure enough, the question that I had before was like, do they have a proper court? Evidently they don't, because that would not hold up in court. Any of the stuff that they did, punching the person on trial, like abusing them, verbal assault, the whole 9 yards. Yeah. So yeah, that was interesting. I do like how Levi was pointing out a little bit from the side of the military police how, you know, they were never really taken into consideration, or that, you know, their agenda is different from like the average person who's calling them pigs and stuff like that, clearly pointing out the inherent, you know, disparity and the inequality in social status and, you know, wealth classes and all that seem to exist in the world of Attack on Titan. And I already knew that this was kind of a situation, you know, for a couple of episodes we've seen a through line or a silver lining between many different events of people that are in positions of power abusing that power. And very clearly the kind of landscape or the layout of the world of Attack on Titan, how the walls are formatted and how they're built and everything, it seems very clear that the people in the middle, the wealthy kind of upper class, keep themselves safe and they prioritize their well-being over the well-being of others. So I find that to be I think it's an interesting angle that they continue to explore, and it adds to the world building tremendously. It really sucked though in that moment when Mikasa was like, yes, he did punch me. Insane to have to say that, and it's so funny she didn't expect to have to say that, so she really felt like she was basically like betraying Eren a little bit there. She would have kept her mouth shut otherwise if she wasn't in court being monitored so closely that if she did lie, it would harm her and harm everybody else really. So I think that was smart on her to just be honest, despite the fact that it was like a hard thing to say. And I found it funny too how the military police immediately they retaliate by saying, actually, what Mikasa said with the two examples that she used to kind of defend Eren, we can't trust those examples. And immediately I'm thinking to myself, well, can you trust anything that she said if she knows the person being prosecuted so well to the point that she may have a certain bias or agenda? Can you trust anything? Not just the positives, but also the negatives? I would have just thrown everything. The whole case is a sham, really. If we're being honest, legal, and any other law practicing individual, any lawyer would have looked at this and would have been like, this is a total chaos. This is insane. None of this is gonna hold up. But yeah, it's cool that in the end we did eventually go with the Survey Corps. I was expecting that. And even more cool, at the end we did get that scene where they talk about his tooth and how it got punched out, and then magically it re-rose. So this guy is basically Wolverine, like 24/7. He doesn't even need to be in transformation mode to take advantage of like regeneration abilities. That's insane. I wonder if like, I'm assuming it works literally like Wolverine in the sense that he can regenerate and it's an ability that he's developed because of the serum, but he's not like immortal. I'm assuming he still can be killed. Eren can probably still be killed, especially if they do the whole nape thing. So yeah, Levi could, even if the nape doesn't work, I feel like Levi will find a way to kill Eren. And I don't think Levi actually hates Eren, but he uses this sort of like dynamic that he imposes himself of being like this authority figure. I feel like he uses it to his advantage as a means to keep Eren in line, but he doesn't really hate him. I feel like they will get along well. It's just the current dynamic because of the fact they don't know each other that well, and Levi kind of needs a way to keep Eren in check, basically. So yeah, and Levi very much is kind of like the bulldog because he is very mean and rough, and then Erwin is the good cop in this little good cop bad cop ordeal that they have going on. Levi's the second hand man, you know, his right hand man to Erwin. I can't wait to see more from these characters. Also Hanji, now we finally got the name of my favorite character in the Survey Corps, Sasha 2.0, except even more crazy apparently. So yeah, she's cool as well. I do like that we got a little bit more from Hanji, and I feel like we're gonna get even more in the coming episodes. What do I expect in next episode? We're finally gonna get what I was talking about, which is seeing Eren working in tandem alongside with the Survey Corps. I'm assuming they're gonna enact their plan like that very, very quickly, because now that they've won the court case, then the whole justification for them winning the court case was because they're gonna use Eren in their strategy to recuperate and recover Wall Maria. So that's gonna get put into action ASAP, pronto. So that's probably what we're gonna see next episode. And other stuff, Armin was relatively quiet in this episode, but then again, they didn't really need to use him that much. Yeah, this was a fantastic episode. I loved so much stuff in this episode. So fascinating. And we got a little bit more of Wall Sina. I like that as well. It really reminds me of like the world of One Piece a little bit, where we have the high nobles and people that live in like the fancy lands. And then we got to see the complete opposite. In particular, we got to see the kind of public reaction, and I think the public, like, yeah, the public interest, and how it differs in the juxtaposition between the high nobles, the upper strata, you know, the upper echelon of the of wealth and of really the inner walls. And then we got to see the difference between that and Wall Rose. I thought that was cool as well. You know, the people that have the money and that have the power and the authority, they want to keep things relatively the same, and they're you know, they approach everything with an air of pessimism. As per the anime, I thought that was funny how we saw the Monopoly guy, the Monopoly hat. I was like, oh, these are rich people immediately. You just see like the roads that are super white, and the clothing that's very fancy, and they all look like they came straight from like the Great Gatsby for some reason. And then you jump to Wall Rose, and everybody's wearing, it looks like a Shrek race. Like, what are they wearing? They're just wearing like regular clothes, like drabs and overalls. So yeah, that was pretty cool, and I can't wait for the next episode. This is gonna be dope, seeing Eren fight with these people. Oh, I cannot wait, man. This is gonna be fun.